live from the danger room. What we don't know what to do with you dudes. Like, who is you? Talking shit, can't walk a mile in my shoes. Niggas in the finish, I'm not finished. Tryna run my way, they got no spinach. Going by my business, sky's the limit. Ain't talking bread, nigga, we not listening. Minds of mayhem. Minds of mayhem.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the latest edition of Minds of Mayhem podcast. We are 2/3 of the show. I am King Rome. This is Nova Femi, aka Nova. Welcome back after being off last week. Now, I did say 2/3 again. The other third part of the group of the triangle is out tonight. Temoni is resting. He's getting better a little bit, so he'll be back next week. So what's been going on, bro? I know you lost your. I know you recently lost your brother. We pray. He brought thoughts and prayers with you and everything. So how's everything been going?
Um, for the most part, everything's been, moving along, but all we can do is just, survive and keep our heads up for the most part.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, but a lot has happened. Well, in during this week of wrestling, really nothing really big happened. I
Hmm.
mean, you maybe had some matches that are booked for the following weeks coming up. I mean, besides Cena's big announcement last night, there's going to be a tournament for his last opponent.
Hmm.
They just announced that last night, so we have that. So tonight's show, if you see the title of tonight's show is called the Winter of Punk. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new world champion in CM Punk. No shenanigans, nobody cashing in nothing. He has the belt, he has the gold. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna also talk about Cody heel tactics been going on lately. Using that championship as a weapon more than anything now.
Hmm.
Also, Tiffy time is over. We have a new champion. And also, what's next for the Geek Man in Jay Uso? What's next for him? We're gonna get all into that. We're gonna get the show started like we always do, as we always do with the rundown. All right, so let's get the show started. So as I said, before we get to our topics, they did announce last night that starting, I think not this week, but the following week in Boston, where Cena reside, they will
Hmm.
start the 16-man tournament that will conclude with that winner of the tournament facing Cena as his last opponent. And they're saying it'll be superstars from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and even people that doesn't even work in WWE. So far we know a few people that will be in it, like Gunter's gonna be in it, Dominic, Carmelo Hayes, um, Miz. It's like everybody that either face Cena or somebody that wants to like make a name for themselves fighting Cena, basically. And I know everybody is like hoping for y'all good. Okay. And I know everybody's hoping to see a possible Edge coming back to Cope. Fucking Edge. I know everybody wants to see Edge come back and possibly fight Cena again, but I doubt it. So let's get started with these topics, bro. First topic is Cody is slowly becoming a Homelander. And for people that don't know who Homelander is, he's a known villain that's basically as in the boys. And if you see Cody, you can do comparisons. They look alike if you think about it. So there's that. So last night it was another World WWE Championship match between him and Drew McIntyre, where the stipulation was if Cody gets counted out, if Cody gets disqualified, he loses the title. It was moments in that fight where you thought Cody was going to get disqualified or lose the title like any way he can. But of course, with shenanigans, the referee getting knocked down, then of course Drew bringing the title back in the ring and want to hit it Cody again. And next thing you know, the title's right between them. Drew tries to grab the title. Cody grabs him, put a DDT on the title. Cody wins. 1, 2, 3. We take it home. So now it's like, with that being said, these heel tactics, like even the week prior, I think it was 2 weeks prior, where they had like an impromptu title match between the two, and Cody got disqualified, hit him in the head with a belt. So these heel tactics are slowly happening with Cody, and we don't know if they're gonna turn Cody heel, or are they gonna just like, are they just playing around with this? What are your thoughts on this, Nova, as Cody is possibly becoming a Homelander? Your sound is out, bro. Check your sound. There we
You hear
go.
me now?
You're good.
All right, there we go. But yeah, it's kind of weird because you would think WWE would capitalize it the minute he starts showing characteristics of a heel, and on top of that, like the crowd reactions to his, I guess you could say, to his title run, his second title run rather. It hasn't been as um I'll just say it hasn't been as good as the first one. And it's slowly showing that one, Cody is like running out of patience in a way, as far as his opponents and like how to get the job done.
Hmm.
And it's like you can sit here and say that Drew was going to hit him with the title and he just returned the favor. No. Cody has been showing signs of a heel turn ever since, I want to say, um
Recently, it wasn't even not even during against Cena. It was like mainly just recently during with
yeah,
Drew.
just recently.
Yeah,
So it's only bringing us the question of, if he turns heel, like what is going to be different between the stuff he did over in TNA, the stuff he did in New Japan, the stuff he did in AEW.
Ring
Like
of
what is
Honor.
going to be the Ring of Honor? What is going to be different with this heel run compared to the others? Because you got to think the landscape of WWE is like totally different than what it was back then. Like you can get away with murder over in WWE as far as like a heel character. But now,
Yeah,
since it's like, now that WWE is more corporate based and more, as they like to say, family oriented now,
yeah. PG.
um, yeah, it is like, what do you do and um how do you approach the idea of Cody, turning heel? Because on SmackDown, there's not a lot of stars on SmackDown that you can actually have Cody turn heel with. Is, if you think about it, on the SmackDown side of it, SmackDown is full of heels. You could say the same thing about Raw, but Raw has star power that could be the white meat babyface, as they call them. SmackDown, you have that limited window of who can be the guy to step up and to turn Cody Hill. So if he does it, cool. But it's like, how do you book it, and where do you take it from there if they pull the trigger?
That's true. I feel as though it's like with Cody. Granted, you make him a heel. You got like, if you've seen Cody's like trajectory during when he was in a Ring of Honor, New Japan. AEW was never a heel. Like
Hmm.
in New Japan and Ring of Honor, he was a heel. Even in
Hmm.
somewhat in TNA before. Well, actually, it was Impact before it became TNA again. He was a heel over there
Right,
a little
right,
bit.
right.
So I mean, and then you say that it's not like heels on SmackDown. I mean, if you think about it, you have the MFTs, you have the Miz, you have Drew,
Hmm.
you have. Hmm, it's like, who else I can think of? You have,
I mean, as far as baby faces, you got Sammy.
you got Carmelo now is a face
Carmelo
now,
now is
a face.
becoming a face.
You got Ray
Um,
Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix. I
Yeah,
mean,
you only
we
it's
don't
like a
know where
select
Randy's
few.
at.
Randy, I think, I don't, like I said, Randy is good on either heel or face. You can go
Right.
either way with him. And then of course you got if Cody turns heel, you can like I think with them doing a whole segment on SmackDown with Cody and Sammy, that
Hmm.
right there I think is booking for possibly a match between them two. I think it's going that route because like you know when Sammy losing the United States title, the next title for him to have is honestly the WWE Championship. That's the next title for him.
Hmm.
And I know everybody be like, "Oh, we don't want that." I'm like, we gotta like that. Sammy ain't got to stop at this point. We're calling this man Sammy Hogan because he beat that, which just don't make sense. They're tired of the underdog story. I'm like, look, he's basically this generation's mankind in a certain way.
Hmm.
It's just that he has that like character that you want to get behind because he's like the guy that never gives up. He'll keep fighting.
Right.
But even if Cody turns heel, I wouldn't have a problem with it because he might need something to give him some more spark. Now, of course, I
Hmm.
know some people will still hate Cody because a lot of those fans that don't like Cody are majority of them are like Roman fans still that don't like him.
Hmm.
So it is what it is. All in all, like I said, Cody going full Homelander is needed because Cody as a baby face is cool. This title run he got since beating Cena, him having fighting Drew McIntyre in two matches, basically world championship. This
Hmm.
match this past Saturday, good match, just that heel tactics. We're seeing it now with
Yeah.
Cody. And
Yeah.
it's about time. I mean, granted, but still.
And on top of that, I like as far as last night is concerned because I watched the match and it was like, okay. I wouldn't have been surprised if at that point they would have pulled a classic double switch.
I can see that. They could have, but it's like Drew still has that. I mean, he could pull the double switch, the double turn, where
Hmm.
you have Cody as heel and Drew as face, because it'd be based like you said, double turn. But at the same time, Drew's still doing that whole like, "What about me? It's my turn." Is that he's still doing that bit.
Hmm.
He's still like thinks conspiracy against him. He's still saying everybody's against me. It's like, bro, no, nobody's against you. You just lose. Like, what you want us to do?
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, you lost to Cody at WrestlePalooza, which was a terrible pay per view.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that.
The only match that actually was exciting was the CM Punk and AJ match. That was it.
Yeah,
Other than that, that's been it.
yeah,
But like you said, it would have been cool to double turn. But I think at this point, it's like I think they're slowly like building up Cody to be a top heel on SmackDown because the whole goody two shoes thing is did run its course a little bit. And
yeah.
I mean, will they
And
pull the
he's
trigger
gonna
and
need
make him heel?
opponents.
I mean, that's the thing. They're building up. Like I said, you have Sammy, you got Jacob,
Hmm.
you got
Hmm.
Carmelo, you got like a lot of people. Ray Phoenix, you got a lot of people on there that you can build up.
Right.
Even if you bring somebody from NXT on there, like you can do that. So yeah, but we'll see how it turns out for Cody. Like right now, like I
Hmm.
said, the home tendencies are there. I don't think they're gonna pull the trigger just yet. If they do, hey, cool, we can keep something going. But I don't think they're gonna pull the trigger probably until Royal Rumble. I can see that happening.
I was gonna say Mania.
You haven't turned Almania?
I would say turn them. I think the safe route. I mean, Rumble is a good prediction. Don't get me wrong. I just think it would depend on who wins
It was in Saudi. This is
and
gonna be in Saudi, so
right.
and the
I
biggest
it
and I know everybody said the biggest name to win that Rumble in Saudi is Sammy.
and to me, I'm here's my thing with that. I don't have a problem with Sammy winning. I get it. His background is pretty much. um Islamic and all of that other stuff. Like
Hmm.
he was,
Yeah, that's
raised that way.
yeah, that's his religion. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I look at Sammy and I say that's a good choice. However, I feel like if you take it in another direction where Sammy could be the next up as far as a title shot, I look at people like Braun Breaker. I look at people like Bronson Reed. Because if we go, like I said, to take it back to the star power on SmackDown, you have the stars, but you don't have the stars in the right roles. Meaning, if we looking at Cody's heel turn, can you imagine, for example, if you could like really take a guy like a LA Knight who's on Raw, killing
Hmm.
it on Raw, and if he wins the Royal Rumble, he can think of it. He can take that as, all right, cool. It's either I go for the obvious choice or I go for the great choice, which is Cody. And you make history over there where you can have LA Knight who is more over than he was, since his debut. He could be a reason to turn Cody Hill. He could be that guy to step up and give Cody not the match, but he can give him the story of his career, if that makes sense.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. I just think with situations like I said, if Sammy win the Rumble, it
Hmm.
makes the most sense because, like I said, you saw a little glimpse of situation between him and Cody this past Friday, where there was buddy buddy, so it was like Cody may have a feeling like, yo, he's my friend, he won't go after me and everything like that. It's possible they can do that role. You bring up LA Knight. I think LA Knight thing is though he's a Raw guy, so it's like with him, he'll probably worry about the World Heavyweight Championship because that's his main goal at this point. He wants to be world champion,
Mm.
and I think with him doing what he needs to do, I can see that being a possible Punk match with him and Punk either at a Rumble or a Mania, possibly. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the next topic. I wish Temani was here for this topic because he has been begging for this to happen. If you saw last week, that man despises. He don't despise Tiffany Stratton, like the character. He just despises the run that she had with the championship.
Yeah,
Because
we
we
all do.
all can all say that the title run that she had for over 300 days is lackluster.
And it's not her fault.
It's not her fault. Yes, it's not.
It's
But
not her fault at all.
actually, can we actually can say it is her fault? So what? Because think about it. If she didn't say what she said to Charlotte,
Yeah.
now look at
Yeah.
her. Now she's single.
So what I
It's
seen
a
was
that was yeah. So she deleted everything. Tamati should have been on the show tonight. He
Oh
should have been on the
god.
show
Oh
because
no.
yeah, because I don't mean to bring up personal stuff because that's wrong of me to do that. I don't mean to do that. That was petty.
Oh
I'm sorry.
man.
If Tamani was here, he would have did it. So I'm basically in Tamani's shoes right now.
Oh, she is having a meltdown. Oh man.
I think she's gonna take a break if anything because she needs
I,
this. Days a
she
champion.
do, but my God.
We gotta think
You
about it too. Kaiser with this whole Grande Americano situation has been big for him. It's like he's like face over there. Like they cheering him
yeah,
constantly.
yeah,
And it's
that's
like if Gable comes back, he cannot get that mask back. I'm sorry.
he can't. Nope.
If Gable
Nope.
come back, just have him become Gable again. That's it. Don't have him come back as nothing.
Nope.
Just have him do
Nope.
Gable, and that's all. That Grande Americano gimmick, that is Kaiser's all day.
Hmm.
But yeah, but Jade Cargill is now the new WWE Women's Champion. She basically dominated Tiffany last night. It wasn't no like
Slaughter.
offensive nothing. She dominated Tiffany,
Slaughter.
slaughtered her. And if I'm a betting man, I would have Jade be dominant with this title for a long run. That's just
Hmm.
me. You have her as a heel, powerhouse. He can beat anybody. Now, of course, everybody's gonna say, you know what, she should fight Bianca, but Bianca hasn't been
Hmm.
back yet due to the finger situation.
Right.
So it's like we don't know when she's gonna come back. Now, I can see her being a possible opponent for Jade at a certain point for that title. Right now,
Hmm.
like I said, Jade needs to hold that belt for a little bit. It's like with her turning heel and then the whole persona, like she wants to be powerful, she wants to take everything. That's working for her.
Oh, absolutely.
Also, we're gonna get into another subject on the next topic because it involves AEW. Because it was a picture that surfaced on the internet that involves some former AEW talent. But we'll get into
Hmm.
that in a minute. But back to Jade.
Hmm.
Since it's now Jade is in Tiffy time, what do you think she's gonna get another rematch with Tiffany Stratton, or do you think they'll move on from that?
Um, I think they would move on. They should. Um, and again, in my opinion, is not to say that Tiffany Stratton isn't a good performer.
Hmm.
It's just if we really want to keep Jade's momentum going, this is and this is my view of the women's division now that Jade is champ. Nia Jax, freaking um, who else is on? I guess you could say Chelsea Green could
Chelsea
step up.
Green, you got Chelsea Green, you got Chin, you got Charlotte and
Michin,
Alexa,
dude, like I think this is what I was
Julia.
saying. Oh yeah, obviously, this is what I was saying to a friend of mine, where even though even though she's tag team champ, her second best matchup could be Jade versus Charlotte for the title. Don't give the title to Charlotte, of obviously. But I think if you want to build, if like I said, if you want to have that momentum and you look at the big names in the women's division on the SmackDown side of it,
Hmm.
Alexa, Charlotte, um, all of those names that we named, that gives them an opportunity again to step up and be the next in line to challenge for the title. Now, will all of them make sense? No, but it gives us a chance to enjoy what Jade Cargill is capable of doing as champ. Now, we can sit here and say that over in AEW, she was TBS champ, right?
Yeah.
The mistake that WWE cannot make is try to duplicate her being undefeated.
Well, that's the thing though. She's been already pinned, so it's like the undefeated thing is kind of dead.
I'm saying, well, yeah, I'm saying as far as like champion.
Even as champion,
The-
I mean, remember she was champion when she came in. She had a tag team title, lost that belt, so it's like she has taken
No,
losses
I'm well.
before.
I mean, I'm saying this like as far as her like the singles championship now.
That's the thing, though. I don't
This,
think they, when it comes to the single championships, they don't like critique records into it. So it's like, if
right.
anything, when it comes down to her being champion, I think it's like you can make her like a powerhouse champion. It's just
Yeah,
that don't make it like unbearable, where it's like, oh, she can't be beat as much. True,
that's
but
right.
I
That's
think
what I'm
with
saying.
me, I would do that because right now, you on SmackDown, you need somebody that can be that powerhouse for a champion right now in the women's
Hmm.
division. Yeah, you had that with Nia Jax, but Nia Jax had help
Yeah,
to where
yeah,
Jade doesn't need help.
right.
And I like he's like, and thing is though, you can add so many stars on SmackDown. Like for instance, if you want to add somebody from NXT, like if you want to add Soruga once she's get healthy back on there, you can add Zarya back on there. You can add
Hmm.
other people on there. Like you got. of course, Michin. You got
Lola
B-
Vice and all of them.
Lolo Vice. You got B Fab. You got all those wrestlers on there that can step to the plate. It's just a matter
Hmm.
of how they book it, but at the same time, we don't know. All we know is right now, Jay has the gold, and like I say, it's about time she has a single title. To me, I thought her first single title was going to be the United States Championship. That was my
Yeah, and they teased that very well.
see that very well. But then it was like, you know what? I'm gonna let her become heel, beat the crap out of Tiffany a week before Saturday main event, and take the title
Hmm.
off of her. So it made the most sense.
Hmm. Yep.
All in all, congrats to Jay for ending the streak. Also for Tiffany, for 304 days as champion, she did what she needed to do. Granted, we know that the whole run of her, what she was doing, was kind of like ass, but it's like at the same time, you can't fault her for that. It just mainly like thing of booking, if anything.
Hmm.
So there's that. So Tiffany, she can move on, do what she need to do. Like I said, Temani was on here. It would have been so much even funnier than what we talk about now. So it's
Man, would have
like
had a
it is
field
what
day
it
with that one.
is. So let's move on. All right. So next on the docket is the title of this show, Winter of Punk. So what that means, CM Punk is world champion.
Hmm.
Now, be honest.
Hmm.
When he won the title, he was nervous because remember what happened at SummerSlam.
I listen,
'Cause
listen.
if we remember the night of SummerSlam,
Whew.
my guy over here was pissed off when it
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
Now this time, nothing happened. Thankfully, no shenanigans, no interference, which it didn't need. You didn't
Hmm.
need Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed involved with this. You didn't need a Seth hoodwink. You didn't need none of that. It was just an
Right.
ordinary one-on-one match between him and Jay. It happened to be one of Jay Uso's good matches. Even though a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Jay gets winded too fast," I'm like, look, it's all about depending on how you go. Plus, both of them was winded. Let's be honest here. CM Punk ain't no spring chicken,
Hmm.
so it's like
Hmm.
that's the only thing I hate
Hmm.
about some of these fans today when it comes down to wrestlers. It's like, look, granted, we all want wrestlers to be, and we want them to be great in the ring. We want them to do this and that. But at the same
Hmm.
time, yo, it's to a point where it's like you're not going. Every wrestler is not like that type of like top five guy. They're
Right.
not like the wrestler that that can go like be a best bout machine. Like they're not like the Dean Malenkos, the Daniel Bryants, the
Right.
Kenny Omegas. They're not those wrestlers. Granted, they're great wrestlers in the ring, but I think it's to a point where it's like they don't want Jay to be the guy anymore, which is showing.
Hmm.
We'll get into Jay a little bit later, but it's like I hate the fact that a lot of them are like we were tired. I'm like, look, as long as the audience that's in person with him are cheering for him and everything, you're gonna get a reaction regardless with Jay because it's like, what can you do?
Right.
But back to CM Punk, we're like I said, we're into the winter of Punk, so he has the gold finally. Now it's like, who's next for him?
Hmm.
And Monday night he's supposed to, talk about his title win and everything. And if I'm a betting man, with them having everything involved, I would think it would be LA Knight's first opponent. But after LA Knight taking the L against Braun Breaker, I don't know.
Hmm.
And plus, LA Knight still thinks he deserves a one-on-one championship match. But I think Punk's first opponent would possibly probably be Braun Breaker, in my opinion.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. My thing is, I feel like even though Braun Breaker is definitely going to be in the conversation, I feel like Braun Breaker is going to happen at Rumble.
I can see that.
And as far as LA Knight, it could be. I feel like in for WWE booking LA Knight, I feel like I know what they want to do with him, but at the same time, you don't know what they're going to do with LA Knight. But I feel like as far as putting LA Knight in that main event spot for the main championship,
Hmm.
he's going to get the short end of the stick because they're probably going to have him at like the next Saturday night's main event as his like very first opponent.
And that's the next
Or
Saturday. The next one that's Saturday main event is the night Cena supposed to
that's right. Yeah, that's like
John Cena's last match, which will be live
yeah.
streaming on here.
Um but we look at Survivor Series coming up. Now thinking about it, LA Knight could be first at Survivor Series. Then Rumble could be Braun Breaker. But what I'm expecting out of this title run with Punk is a little nostalgic.
As it was best in the world run or his Ring of Honor run.
I want to say his best in the world run. And the reason why I say that is because when he was last champion, which was 11, no, 13 years
He
ago.
won the daily championship in 2011,
Right.
and he held it for
But when I'm
almost
saying, yeah,
held
yeah,
it
I'm
for a
saying so
year
when he lost the championship
to the Rock.
to, to The Rock, it was
2013.
kind of
Jesus
sort of,
Christ.
yeah, that was kind of sort of unfair because of how they was booking Rock and Cena.
Yeah,
Now this go around, what would have been different had he not lost that championship? So I would love to see the greatest what if scenarios with this championship run. And I know for a fact, like with Punk as champion, you know Paul Heyman is going to be involved at some point. If you want to take it back to Braun Breaker being an opponent, obviously Bronson Reed maybe being an opponent, but now that Punk is champion, I feel like Paul Heyman is going to be lurking at some point to give us the Punk of old. I don't know how and I don't know why, but I just have that feeling.
my thing is, you said well, Paul. I think that ship is sailed because at WrestleMania, it's like remember he basically stabbed his friend in the back, gave him a low blow, all this and that. It wouldn't make sense for him to go back to Paul. I think
But
Paul's go ahead.
but that's true. However, what has always been what has always been Paul's motive when it comes to a champion? Sell himself to the highest bidder as possible.
Yeah, but
And
that's granted. I get what you're saying. Only thing, the reason why I say it won't work because one, if there was a different person that has this title and Paul like aligned himself with him, you got my
mhm,
ears. But with Punk, it's like it's kind of hard to do that because at this WrestleMania, once he low blowed him, that's kind of like kill. That was like that kind of like the kill shot. Unless Punk gets like very like desperate, like he said, I need somebody to back me up. Okay, then maybe.
mhm.
But the fact that Paul and Punk was like, we're done, no more. That's it. And plus, you got Roman too in the mix too, so it's like it can go so many ways.
I can go a hell of a lot of ways.
Of course, and plus after this damn commercial they just dropped,
Yeah, I listen. That
I thought it was somebody coming back. I thought it was a term. Nope, it's commercial WrestleMania, and you see Cody, Roman, Paul, and Punk. No, CM Punk and Lesnar. Then you
I
see
never
Paul
thought,
Heyman and Triple H talking. Like,
dude, I never thought in a million years you would see Cody, Roman, Punk, Brock, Heyman, and Triple H all in one
one
room.
commercial. I think it comes down to one, how they book it, and two, The fact that we have
Yo,
Lesnar back for Mania, which is insane.
yo. Hmm.
That just shows you right there and then possibly that whole court case. His name's not like on like the he's not one of the
Hmm.
defendants, so it's like his name's in the case, but there is no proof that he actually did it. So I mean, it's very political. Let's just say it's very political.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
But that commercial, I'm thinking they keep showing all these shoes and everything. I'm like, who's returning? Then I saw that. Then they had the chip that said 26. I'm like, oh god, this is not return. It's a commercial.
That was crazy. But like I said, with Punk as champ, I would like to see some greatest hits happen.
Okay,
Um, as far as like the who knows? I just know like two people stick out, which is LA Knight and Braun Breaker.
those are two. And
Those
if
are the
you
only
want to
two
throw
that stick
Roman in
out.
there, maybe, but Roman's going to be our part of our next topic. I want to keep his name like out there because Roman right now, since he lost to Bronson Reed,
Hmm.
basically he went to the outer. He went basically went MIA again and do what he had to do.
Hmm.
So he plus he don't want to see the Usos until Christmas. Still funny about that.
That's hilarious,
Yeah, it's like you don't want to see him at Thanksgiving.
right? Like,
Like you have a whole
sheesh,
middle holiday.
sheesh.
But yeah, Punk being world champion, like you said, we can get some great hits. Like I said, his best in the world run was awesome. His
Hmm.
Ring of Honor run was even greater too. So
Hmm.
wherever they go with it, I hope it's something we'll see down the line. Now, I had teased a little bit. Is a picture surfacing around the social media in the IWC where you see a picture of CM Punk, the newly crowned world champion.
Yeet,
You see Ricky Saints, the NXT champion.
yeet,
You also see Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion. And then
yeet.
you see also Jade Cargill, the WWE Women's World Champ, well, WWE Women's Champion. And I even throw another one in there. Ethan Page is the North American champion. And he just won the mixed tag team title AAA with Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
So all five of those wrestlers that was in AEW. Do you now? Of course, somebody will make a joke saying Tony fumbled. This is what I would say. He didn't fumble with Jade. He didn't fumble with Punk. He didn't fumble with Cody Rhodes for real. Cody Rhodes and him was like they was like creating stuff, and Rhodes helped out with that. To
Hmm.
me, the main person he fumbled with is Ricky and Ethan,
Hmm. Yeah.
especially Ethan.
Yeah.
Ethan Page is an awesome heel. The work he's doing in NXT with that championship, North American Championship. Now he's over in AAA going for their belts. I'm
Hmm.
telling you, once time comes, once he loses those belts, which should be no time soon,
Hmm.
when he goes to the main roster, top heel instantly, in my opinion.
Yeah. Hmm.
Because Ethan Page is so great at getting you mad at everything you want to do to somebody. It's like he's great. In AEW, they didn't do that. They didn't even like continue with it. Especially with
Hmm.
Ricky. Ricky just had one of his best matches against Trick Williams. And I know everybody's like Trick Williams. I know everybody's like Ricky Saints finisher is so trash. I'm like, look, we have seen trashier finishes. Like no finishers are going to be like the best thing ever. We have maybe
Right.
some. We have some. Like his
Hmm.
finisher is basically a tornado DDT. But if he gives it a different name and it'll stick, okay, cool. He had the Roshan and Bo, but I think he probably wanted like keep himself healthy, like his back and everything. Because depending on who you
Hmm.
do it to, they are big guys now. So it's like, what can you do?
Right.
All in all, them four now are champions. Well, five. And I know everyone will be like Tony fumble. But like I said, he only fumbled two of the wrestlers out of that five,
Hmm.
in my opinion. So congrats to all four. Congrats to Punk being champion. Congrats to all of them being champion. Let's move on to the last topic of the night, which is what's next for Jey Uso. As we saw, Jey Uso came up short against Punk.
Hmm.
If you checked out his social media posts on IG, he said, "Y'all win, get a big middle finger." Basically, that's basically a response to the fans that said, "Oh, we're tired of him. Oh, he sucks. He's not world championship material." Or it could be a message towards his brother and Roman or family. Who knows? But the question up hand now is, what do they do now with Jay? Do you keep him in the world championship picture? Do you move in the mid card, or do you put him back in the tag team division with his brother? In my opinion, I would keep him as a top contender for the world championship. Reason why? Because one, he's still marketable. He still gets that pop every time he comes out, no matter where he's at. Also, it's like with him, he still has a story with Roman.
Hmm.
And when I bring out Roman, like I said, Roman has been trying to install wisdom to him, saying, look, you should worry about yourself. You should not be worrying about everybody else, not even your brother.
Right.
And then, of
Right.
course, his brother in his ear is saying, look, you can worry, like, you can know how to worry about everybody, but don't have to be a prick. And then it's like he's not listening to himself.
Hmm.
It's like he's tried to do it recently now when he was going against Punk, saying, you just meet Oos. But now it's like, what can you do now? Because he lost a match. You don't know if he ever gonna get another opportunity again.
Right.
So it's like now it's like, what can you do with him? If I was booking, this is what I would do. We need Crash Out Jey Uso back.
Hmm.
We need him back, especially for Mania season. You know what I would do? I would have him just start crashing on everybody, where it'll take Roman to try to get him out of it, but it doesn't work, and he just steps on Roman.
Hmm.
And think about it, Roman is the person that created this person. You know how we always say Seth Rollins is the reason why we have Roman Reigns today? Let's just say if Roman is the reason why we have the Jey Uso that we have today, where he just snaps and just like go on a
Hmm.
rampage.
Hmm.
And I can see it being Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso down the line at a Mania possibly.
Right.
That's how I would book it. I would at least have him become so mad at Roman, where it's like, you told me to be this and that, and I listened to you. I couldn't get nowhere. It's your fault, not mine.
Hmm.
That's how I would book it. How you? So what do you think would be next? How would you book? What you he would do next?
um, this is something that I've been preaching for like the last month and a half, where it makes sense to turn Jay Uso heel,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not because of him being over. It's not because of him being an established singles competitor now. It's mainly because of the direction that he's headed as far as his obsession being world champ. And if it's one thing that we know about Roman, if it's one thing that we know about the entire Anoa'i Uso Fatu family, they're known to be champions. Nothing less than that. So it's like, if you have Jay Uso just saying, "Oh, well, I'll get him next time," he's going to get stale as a babyface.
Yeah.
Where if you turn him heel, it refreshes him as a character, yet it refreshes him as a competitor for a for the world championship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if you kept him mid card, him being as a heel as an intercontinental champion, it could work. Him being heel as a world champion, it could work.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that I don't know why, but I think the problem is people are more worried about him being a tag team guy as opposed to being a singles guy.
I think they want it, and that's my thing. I think they want him to be a tag team guy, just that. They don't want him to spread spread his wings out and become a singles.
Mm-hmm.
And if you listen to Jey Uso's recent interview he had on Raw Talk,
Mm-hmm.
he literally said he still has things to be done as a singles competitor, and he wants Jimmy to do the same thing as well, be a singles competitor as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jimmy, to be honest with you, between the two, Jay is a likable one because he gets the audience hyped up. But if you look at Jimmy, he has the mic skills. He actually
Yeah.
can go in the ring by himself. He doesn't get tired out.
Right.
It's like Jimmy actually doesn't get tired out more than Jay. Now, granted, Jay he gets gas too fast, and I'm a Jay guy, but it's like Jay, your cardio got to be better than this, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Cause
Mm-hmm.
granted, cause I know everybody's gonna use that whole bit where CM Punk had got a bottle of water and poured on him to wake him up. I think it was just like a bit where like he knocked him out from the GTS. But of course, some
Right.
fans are gonna be pricks and be like, "Oh, that just basically Punk giving him some water to wake him up." I'm like, no. But I think, like you said, Jay as a heel would work, which is totally fine. Him as either world champion or mid card champion, whatever he wants to do. But like I said, it's that Roman factor. That Roman factor is going to play into somewhere
Mm-hmm.
where it's like he's
Mm-hmm.
going to blame Roman for everything that happened to him. And it ties back into 2020 because think about it. The first person Roman corrupted as soon as he became a tribal chief was Jay.
Exactly.
And his brother Jimmy has told him, yo, you need to listen for yourself. You can't keep listening to him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Roman's going to think about Roman for himself. Now, granted, Roman was trying to do the best for Jay, basically telling, look, this world championship landscape is different. It's not tag team. You gotta put on your big boy pants to be in this because it's like you're gonna lose some,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna win some.
Exactly.
And Jay has been to the mountaintop, even though it was for a short period of time. He was only world champion for about what, a good 3 months,
If that, yeah.
3 or 2 months, and it's like what can you do? All in all, like you said, I think we're both in agreement where if they turn Jay Hill the best thing for him, and wherever they go with it, I'm all ears for it because I think
Mm-hmm.
Jay as a heel will be great. Now, only thing is though, his merchandise, his because he's always like the colors and the whole yeet thing that has to
Mm-hmm.
die.
Yeah.
That's the only thing
Yeah.
that possibly has to
Yeah.
die. Now it can come back if he goes face again, but it's like for right now it has to die if he becomes heel.
Yeah.
And it's like mind you, we had him eating with a baby recently, but still, which is still funny. The
Mm.
baby was like, "Why are you holding me?"
Honestly, now that I think about it, I feel like if you're gonna turn them heel, cool. As far as the colors aspect of it, Solo had him beat with it. And the reason why I say that is because even though Solo was already a heel,
Hmm.
he went from his normal gear to wearing a suit. Now, if we know anything about heel turns, some superstars could work with a suit turning heel. As opposed to Jay, if they turn him heel and decide to put him in the suit, then they're going to compare him to being like Solo. You don't want that.
I think this. I get what you're saying with the whole wardrobe situation. This is. I'm not going to
Hmm.
give him a suit. If anything, I put him in all black. No
Hmm.
colors, nothing. Put him in all black hoodies. Don't matter of fact, put him in black forces because he always wore white Air Forces always.
Hmm.
To see him in some black Air Forces, black gear, everything, that just showed you like this dude basically said "F all the fans." Like his song say, just me,
Yeah.
ain't nobody else. Y'all wanted this, y'all got this.
Hmm.
All right, that was the last topic of the night. Now, a lot other things I want to talk about that's not topic worthy. War games coming up. What's
Hmm.
going on with that? Is the question. I think the War Games match. I think the MFT is gonna be involved with that. I don't know
Hmm.
why because on Raw we don't really have any like feuding like teams and everything. We don't have nothing building up. And on SmackDown you have MFT jumping everybody.
Hmm.
They just jump. They jumped Sammy. They jumped Shinsuke. They jumped Ray Finney. They just jumped the damn Motor City Machine Guns.
Right.
Like, in all my honesty, I think they're gonna have a War Games match between the MFTs and somebody else. Because right now the Survivor Series card is looking kind of like nothing's going on.
Yeah.
Like I know they're gonna have Dom on the show because they're gonna be in San Diego, which is Dom's hometown.
Of course.
But I know the main thing they want to do with Dom, I think they want to have him fight Cena.
You know, I I I tell you that that does not sound like a bad idea.
The only reason why I think they're having him fight Cena for one, it gets Dom even more over for one. And then even if he loses the match against Cena and they give the belt to Cena,
Hmm.
that'll make Cena a Grand Slam. Cause that's the only title Cena has never won or never held.
Again, doesn't sound like a bad idea, but I feel like I have a couple of theories.
Okay, I'm like, let's hear.
One theory: Rey Mysterio has been out for how long?
Since Mania,
Right.
because he was supposed to fight Grande Americano, but he had an injury and he had to get surgery. So he's been basically
Hmm.
being like an ambassador for AAA.
Right. What if? What if they build a match again between Dom and Ray for the Intercontinental Championship?
I think it's to a point where we have gotten tiresome of the Ray versus Dominic in WWE. Now, here's my thing. Not the Intercontinental Championship. I can see something between the two in AAA for that mega championship that he has. Because mind you, that's the only title that Ray has never held in his career was a mega championship.
Hmm.
And for Dom to have it and to say like this is a belt I held before you got something there. Like the Intercontinental Championship, that's like it is what it is. Because Dom has held that since Mania, and it's like he's
Hmm.
been a good champion with that belt. It's like he's so over.
Yeah.
It's like to a point where it's like sooner or later you gotta turn him face because he's
Yeah.
doing because it's like he's doing Eddie Guerrero tendencies. Like he's basically doing a lot of cheating and stealing right now. Like this past Saturday night, well last night when
Hmm.
Rusev had Penta in the accolade, he did the whole bell situation, and then of course the match being no disqualification, Penta
Right.
hits Rusev in the head with the hammer. 1, 2, 3, we out of there. Dom still retains the Intercontinental Championship. So
Hmm.
I think Dom's situation is going to be it's going to come down to him and Finn. Like they're slowly building that up, but it's like this trigger should have been pulled between them two.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
mind you, who did he pin to win the Intercontinental Championship? Finn.
It was fun. Yep.
And since then, Finn has been looking at Dom side eye so many times, and then every time he said something about it, who be having Dom's back? Roxanne, who's soon probably gonna get jumped by freaking what's her name?
Raquel.
Not Raquel, the other one.
Um.
Liv. She was
Thank you.
because Liv's gonna be back soon because she's been out for a long time too.
Yeah, with her shoulder.
Mm-hmm. It's like the top stars they got that's on there. Like I think the people that got hurt, they had stories for them. which is why
Mhm.
WWE has been like kind of like slow built a little bit. If you think about it, because you had Liv, you had Bianca, you had well Rhea. I think her situation is she got hurt or some shit like that recently. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Um,
something about her nose. I think her
hmm
nose got broke. Yeah,
of course, you got Seth now. That whole thing turned into a trajectory now. Cause he just
yeah,
announced that he announced on Good Morning Football that he's going to be out for 6 months. So there's
yep,
that.
yep.
But yeah, but we're slowly building to Survivor Series right now. I think at this point, and with everything happening this Monday coming up, we'll see what's going to happen. Because right now we don't know where everything's going.
Right.
Like I said, you have to build something out with Jay. You got Punk now as world champion. Cody is still showing the tendencies of being a heel, and now you have Jade as world champion. So it's like
Hmm.
you can only go up from here.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're gonna get out of here. This has been the latest edition of Minds of Mayhem with both of us, with 2/3 of the triangle. The third will be back, hopefully, possibly next week. You can, like as usual, per usual, you can follow me at fat double underscore hawk 54 on Instagram and TikTok as well. You can follow my guy Nova at.
Nova underscore chapter 32. Follow me on TikTok, Nova Jones 93.
Also, follow our guy Temoni. He just dropped a music video recently. Me and Nova shared it on our own pages, so please keep supporting him and everything. Also support
Uh,
our other also support our me and Temoni's good friend Duke with his children's book. His book's still being sold on Amazon and everything. We'll set a link in that in our bio.
yeah.
We'll be back next week, possibly. I'm not making any promises. So if anything, if we won't be back next week, we'll be back the following week, if anything. So until then, please like, subscribe, share this podcast, click the link in the bell for notifications. Also, follow the Discord, guys, because we be having a lot of fun in there. We're posting like stuff with everything, having fun, making jokes and everything. So please follow
Hmm.
Discord.
Hmm.
All right, guys. So we're gonna get out of here. We'll see y'all. We'll see y'all possibly next week. Like I said, we'll keep you posted if it's an episode or not. Have a good night, guys.